Scale was big and important to her work. Look at the beautiful sense of scale, the expressive nature of the letter form, and how really these are compositions of forms and shapes. They're not just words on a page. That's the biggest thing students need to learn and be able to embrace. Type is shape. Understand its meaning, yes. Design based on its meaning, yes. But also treat it and be willing to treat it with the same respect you treated the shapes within the Shapes project. Changing their scale, their size, their placement, their arrangement. Okay? Notice the alignment again, the rhythm, the pattern, all the other principles being evident. Joseph Mueller-Brockman, again, the grid will come into play. Really emphasizing that axis, radial symmetry, of course. There he is. Look at that alignment. That's beautiful. That is not arbitrary, nor is that. And this moment right there anchors it to the piece. Grid systems. Great book to read. This guy really believed, lived, and used the grid. See the grid? The grid? The grid. All these alignment points, relationships. It establishes relationships between elements, okay? Very important. Philippe Abelard. Philip, I don't know how to say his name properly, but again, noticing the shape. This is the most expressive, sort of decorative version of a typeface we've seen thus far. And really, it's merely just an acknowledgement that type is shape. And then distilling that shape down to its basic essence. Here's some Philippe Abelard. Notice the grid. Okay, the influence of the grid on his work. Adrian Frutiger, okay, the creator of the typeface Univers. Notice all of the different weights and widths. Now, he was asked by his boss, he worked in a foundry, to create a sans serif typeface. A lot of foundries were stocking sans serif type at the time. They had a house sans serif. And so the foundry he worked for said, we'd like to develop a house sans serif. Could you develop a sans serif typeface for us? That's our unique sans serif typeface. Expecting to see probably something like a single weight with an italic, a single width rather with an italic, probably a bold version, etc. Adrian came back with this system. And he said, why can't we develop a superfamily? And that's what this is. This is a superfamily where we've got multiple weights, multiple widths, and with the italic as well. And so you'll notice that this is a width. Every number represents a width. So we have the width here of the 40s, right? 50s, 60s, 70s is the weight. So this purple rather is the width, is what I meant. This red is the width. Okay, the yellow is width, green is width. The numbers represent the weight. So 45 would be light, okay, 39 is ultralight. Univers is the first superfamily. Helvetica now has a superfamily, and Helvetica Nu has a more broader family, more lights and ultralights. This has everything up to poster or extra bold, right? So we have a regular in the 50s, a bold, an extra bold, and then a poster is usually what we have. But again, same width here in the colors. Italic, of course, being the even number, Roman or regular upright letters being the odd numbers. So hopefully that makes sense. And there he is working on his type, all hand-drawn, every letter. Really looked at the relationship of different forms to each other. Developed many typefaces, not just Univers. Pay attention to Adrian Frutiger, very amazing type designer. To end, I'd like to read this quote. Meaning and its expression is at the core of typographic activity, at the level of both individual words and entire passages of text. And I would even venture to say at the level of individual letters. We see that typography is expressive, and it can be very expressive. And so I'd like to end with a short video showing how expressive typography can be. And this is called Type Conference, and it's basically a story about what if letter forms, or different fonts rather, were people, and what kinds of personalities might they have, and how might this help us look at type differently.
Welcome back, fonts. I see some familiar typefaces and a few new ones. Today we'll decide whether or not to offer membership to Zaff Dingbats.
Oh, wingdings was bad enough. I'm sick of pandering to these artsy farts.
You should really expand your worldview, Ariel Nero.
How do you think he treats me all the time?
I agree, we must preserve our culture, not have it be bastardized by these childish cartoons.
Nein! Der Frieden, die Freundschaft, das Häschen und der Regenbogen!
You're right, I'm sorry. Here, take my seat.
Let's weigh the pros and cons. Baskerville Old Face?
When I was just a 4-point, a font was a font. Letters were good enough for us, not these damn doodlies. I won't stand for it.
You won't stand for it.
No, I-
You can't stand for it, you shriveled bastard. You'd probably break a leg.
Oh, hey!
Enough. What do you think, White Latin?
Well, I think it's poppycock. Our charge is to illustrate ideas, reason, and logic. Here.
I come to you from the year 2094 with important news. We must act quickly to avoid disaster.
Not now, Futura. We have to reach a decision before...
Hello, Fonts.
Ransom!
What are you doing here? Come on, get with the times, New Roman. I know your system like the back of a lucid hand. Just ask your friend, Courier.
What have you done?
Don't worry. His daughter's keeping him company. Say hi to the nice men, Curls MT. If you ever want to see them again, I want primary placement in every Word, Notepad, Photoshop, and Final Draft document. As well as Microsoft Works.
You're insane! Nobody uses Microsoft Works!
You have 2 minutes. For every minute after that, Courier and Curls MT will lose one of their serfs.
I tried to warn you.
You know, if you think about it, is losing Courier that big a deal? I mean,
You all deserve this for conforming. I'm in a room full of sheep.
I can't wait for you to grow out of this.
Wingdings? Pencil, telephone, hourglass, diamonds, candle, candle, flag!
Guards, get him out of here.
Mouse! Scissors, bomb, mailbox! Mailbox! Mailbox!
Time is up, Fonts. Now, which one of you do we make sans serif?
Not so fast, Ransom.
Comic Sans!
Comic Sans, the boldest of them all.
I hate you so much.
Thank you, Comic Sans.
Farewell, citizens.
Airplane 8-ball, yin-yang glasses. Mailbox. Open mailbox.